Well, I made it back to Tennessee. I'll show you a new bike I got. Well, it's not new. I got it at Good Samaritan thrift store for 60 bucks. It's got like a little saddlebag on front, a saddlebag and rack on back. I took it by the bike shop and see if I needed a tune-up on it, and everything was in working order. Nothing was loose, the cables were tight, the brakes are good. And that time I really hadn't thought it through. Yeah, it's a Alpina 503. Yeah, I hadn't thought it through, but it's better than walking, but I can't ride it like I would a normal bike. I can't go any faster than a light jog, unless it's somewhere I'm familiar with. I know the cracks in the sidewalk and the guide wires and all that. I'm a little bit faster than walking speed, plus I'm set down and I ain't got to carry groceries. But I found an old boxcar to get up in with story time. Well, let's see if I can do this. There we go. Boy, that's a filthy. I'll try not to get too bad. Never seen them this bad out on the rail. They've been sitting so dang long. But anywho, well, let's see how good I am with aiming this camera and sitting in front of it. Well, getting up in here with all this dunnage, they call it dunnage, fodder. I remember one winter, dead of winter, I was up in Kearney, Nebraska. And first time I'd ever gotten off a train there, and they normally never stop there. That's the Union Pacific, kind of between Omaha, Lincoln, and Cheyenne, and North Platte. And it was supposed to get down to like 10 or 12 below that night, and nothing was stopping. So I didn't have enough money for a motel, so I just hoofed it down under the bridge and got out of the wind. And finally this one locomotive, 15-car local pulled up and grabbed a couple of cars. And the worker, he seen me down under that bridge, and all my water had frozen solid. So he gave me a couple of thawed out liquid waters, asked where I was going, and I said, if I can just get to North Platte, get out of here. And so he goes, well, we're going to be here about an hour before we called out. And probably about an hour, 15 minutes later, he come back there and goes, man, you'll die out there riding. It's 100 miles to North Platte, and it's 10, 12 below zero. He goes, come up here on the lead engine with us. And there was only one locomotive, so he helped me get all my stuff in that lead cab and ride in front with the whole crew. Of course, they had a conductor, engineer, and a brakeman, so there was 4 of us on that lead engine. It was one of them small Jeeps and 4-axle locomotives. And we finally get it right outside North Platte. He starts slowing down and asked me where I wanted to get off. And I said, well, 6th Street overpass would be perfect. And he goes, well, I might not can come to a complete full stop, but I'll slow down fast enough for you to, or slow enough for you to hop off. And he did, so I got better shelter there. You can go to Lowe's and sleep in them little sheds they got in the parking lot. That was my lead engine story. Probably back in 1996 or 7 that happened. Man, it's filthy up in here. It's filthy up in here, Oh, what is that down there? I can't tell if that's a rail car or a porta potty. There's something about that sound, these doors, when the wind blows. Hear that knocking sound? I don't know, there's just something wonderful about that. When it's the only thing you hear in a boxcar you've been sitting in for a couple of days. And to be in one of these during a severe thunderstorm, oh, it's invigorating to me. It's a little freaky at first, and especially if it hails, you get golf ball size hail and you're in one of these. It's hell in hell. This is what makes these load lock pads so wonderful at insulating. They got this honeycomb insert, then a layer of paper on each side. It's like a trash bag times 10 thickness. Yep, there's my scooter. Now I did pretty good on that. $60 for a bike. Let's see if I can drop down without breaking my neck. Yeah, I kind of cheated on footwear today. I don't normally do shoes, but I'm gonna have to put the camera down and hop out. Oh, wrench fry. But that's a pretty nice bike, I guess. I ain't had no problems with it yet. $60. All the gears changed, the brakes work fine, the tires are good. I'm gonna have to take that off, and these straps, I don't know, they just getting in the way, and it's got them good brakes on it, and everything is quick release on front and back. But that's what I got for 60. But yeah, you can tell this rail hadn't seen action in a while. Yeah, that was a cop after all. Smoking a big old stogie. Yeah, he said I was alright to stay here. I thought I was gonna get a second ticket. Man, that cigar has gotta be Cuban. It's probably illegal is why he let me. No, I'm just kidding. No, it's still just after February and he's wearing shorts. Man, he was real cool though. That I was right. That was a cop. I can see it now. He said he's Johnson City Police. I thought it was an old beat up Honda Civic, but dang, I can't hold the camera straight. But anyway, yeah, he said go ahead and make a video. I wish it had been recording when he walked up. He was real cool. But anyway, I better get out of here in case he changes his mind. Oh, God. See, that's about fast as I can go. 'Cause I sure don't want to run into a pothole. I guess that building there's, I don't hardly ever come out here, so I don't know if that abandoned building or what. I guess it is. That might be why he's back there. He did say that a lot of times homeless people go and sleep in them boxcars, but there is a way in there. That's why they're back here, keeping people out, I guess. Ooh, that's too fast. Oh, God. I don't even know where I'm at. I hope there's a way out of here. Well, heck, I know where I'm at right now. Back on that one video about 5 months ago, that guy told me to get off property. That's where this is. I didn't know from the angle I come in from the interstate underneath. Huh, I never even knew that building was abandoned. But it's Tennessee, East Tennessee Railroad then. There's their line. It's just a local spur more than anything. Whoa, God. I don't know if that was a good investment or not, this bike. I sure don't want to run into anything now. This is, I don't know, it's a ball field. It's where me and Brandon ran that turkey trot for Thanksgiving. That fundraiser turkey trot thing. They didn't have it last Thanksgiving because of the COVID. Well, this here is the community garden spot. Last year, only a couple of people come out and tended to it. Nothing really grew, and that's it. From that light post to where I started, that looks like some kind of herb. Yeah. Oh, no, that's dandelion there. Of course, there ain't gonna be anything now anyway. I thought about trying it again this spring. It's just all growed up. Boy, I tell you, that bike makes things so much easier. I could make a recording of this and loop it for an hour for a relaxation video. Yeah. Perfect spot. Ow. Maybe not. I guess another thing people ask me a lot is, what kind of run-ins have I ever had with the law? And none really bad. I once somewhere in Wyoming, I think Gray Bull, it had been raining that night before, and I got underneath an elevated building that was up about 2.5 foot elevated. You could crawl underneath. And next day, he caught me underneath that building and said, "Come on out, come on. You ain't got no weapons on you, do you?" "No, not on me, but in the bucket." And we talked for a while, and then he says, "I get off at 5 or 6, or I can't remember what it was that day." He goes, "If you come back to this spot at that time, when I get off work, I'll take you home and let you shower and, get a bath and wash your clothes." And so I did. I come back, and he sure enough took me home. I got to meet his wife and kids and fed me a hot supper. And after we kind of got to know one another, he finally invited me to sleep on the fold-out couch downstairs. The next day, he brought me to another siding where I could better chance of catching a train, and give me $20 and a bunch of water and food. And most run-ins I've had were really good. Like just a while ago, that guy with a big giant cigar. I guess my worst was Las Vegas, Nevada. Me and some guy that had never ridden a train before got on an intermodal train. It pulls about 2 miles north of Las Vegas and sits. And it gets dark after about 2 hours. We don't know what's going on. Then we finally start pulling again. And I look up to see what's going on, and I seen the railroad bull, the rail cop with his flashlight looking down in the cars. He was up on the railroad signal pole There had a little steps up the side. He was shining the light down in, but that was just the other end of the car. I knew we didn't have time to bail off. Man, here it comes. I just already had my hands up, anticipating that flashlight in the eyeballs. As soon as he seen us, he stopped the train. Stop it now! I mean, he drew down on us like that. Don't effing move. Your life depends on it. And he had us get off the train and lay down on our stomach with our palms up. Handcuffed us behind our back and handcuffed our ankles with handcuffs. And here I'm only thing I'm worried about is my gear. I don't care if I go to jail or not. You know, I'm just like, get my sleeping bag, get my survival gear. I don't care what happens to me. Shut up! No, you can't let that train go with my... Shut up! Look, after he got the radio to the engineer to go ahead and pull up some more, he grabbed me by the handcuffs around my ankles and dragged me backwards in the railroad rocks, and then set his foot on the back of my leg like this. And once he got us in the cop car under arrest, he was on the radio with dispatch down at the jail, and I overheard that jailer lady say, if they don't have any burglary tools on them, don't arrest them. We don't want them. And so that cop, he went like a half mile up to where our gear was. He wanted to find something. And a buddy of mine, he said he lost his can opener, and he was using a little pair of pliers to rip the seal, the lid off. I've done it before, so I knew what he was talking about. But that rail cop found those little pliers he had, took us in. We did like 76 hours in jail, and the judge went up to her, yes, Your Honor, you're being charged with burglary and trespass. But they didn't have no evidence, and nor would have they ever found any. So they let us out, but by then, you know, I was back gearless and fearless. I was streamlining. That's what we call riding without gear. You're streamlining. But that was my worst. I had a couple of cops that said they were going to beat me up, but never did. But I would say 1 out of 20 is it's pretty bad. I mean, as far as like how you're treated afterwards. But for the most part, 95% of the time, you know, they're real respectful, like last time. But that's only if you're respectful. If you know the officer's coming towards you, you instantly put your hands where they can see them. Yes, sir, no, sir, or yes, ma'am, no, ma'am. As long as you do that, most of the time you're going to be all right. Just don't give them any reason to be any different than good. But I don't know what that smell is. It smells like gopher loafer. Yeah, most of this creek flows underneath town. I'm not even sure the name of it. But oh Lord, when it rains, this pours. The water actually guts up over this bridge. It floods all down in the park. Yeah, there's a little park over there. Yeah, I discovered this creek with Ken. We had made some boats and floated down the creek where it's exposed down there. And we come out on this side and caught the boats before they went too far. I might have to look and see what creek that is. But I'm on my way to a grocery outlet. I don't know if anybody's ever heard of Grocery Outlet, but they're like 30-40% cheaper than anywhere, and it's different every time you go in, and you're not going to find everything on your list, but you find some pretty good deals there, like 40% off. And the meat and dairy's fresh. There ain't nothing outdated. It's just scratch and dent. You might get products like Big K, Sam's Choice. You get Kmart, Walmart, Chopco, Target stuff. But I'll show you when I get down there. This just makes it so much easier than having to walk, because it's about a mile, but at least I can go a little faster than walking speed, and I'm sitting down. Alright, that's where we're going in. Look at that. 50 cents for sardines. They got all kind of bins with soda, and I got them cakes, lemon cakes, $1.25. But everything is just really marked down. Marshmallows. Oh, I already got two. Look at that. $1.49. Take that home and freeze it. Gonna show the new hat Smokey Joe got. It's just like the one I wear, but it's black. I've never had a black one before. I really like it. I washed it out and letting it dry right now. I was going to show you, a subscriber sent me this old Illinois Central sticker. See the rail? It looks like a side view of a railroad track, and it's split down the middle. I talked in another video about the original one, how it's got the dot on the I on one side for Illinois, and Central is the other part of the rail. And Smokey Joe got me another shoe line, Kansas City Southern, a big Canadian National. But anyway, I made it home. I'm gonna go ahead and go to Irwin tomorrow, down to the railroad yard, and make a video. That's my plan anyway. Go down to Irwin in the morning, try to get a video up about a day. So I'm hoping tomorrow afternoon. But anyway, I just thought I'd upload this one, and man, I can't get over how big that cop's cigar was. Man, I can't wait to see if I can see it again. That was the biggest cigar I ever seen. Alright, see you tomorrow in Irwin.